What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 68 of the Hive Mind podcast. Be sure to check out the podcast on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, and Twitch. Let's get it started. So yesterday I had a great day. Went to Outback Steakhouse with my dad, my stepmom, and man, did I go ham. So I actually went and wrote down everything I ate in my phone, and it's pretty damn impressive. So let's get started. Starting off, I ate 2/3 of a bloomin' onion. I ate 2.5 loaves of the Outback bread by myself. So two and a half loaves by myself. Then I ordered the 22-ounce porterhouse steak, which I ate all of. Then I ate 12 ounces of the Victoria filet mignons because my stepmom couldn't eat very much of hers because she wasn't that hungry. And my dad ate like half of his, so I'm going to say about 12 ounces there. So the 22-ounce porterhouse steak, the 12 ounces there. So that's 34 ounces of steak. A little bit of lobster because my dad couldn't finish it. Side of shrimp. 2.5 sides of mashed potatoes because my dad couldn't finish his mashed potatoes, and some broccoli and cheese. So to run that down again for you, 2/3 of a bloomin' onion, 2.5 loaves of bread, 22-ounce porterhouse steak, 12 ounces of the filet mignon, a little bit of lobster, a side of shrimp, 2.5 sides of mashed potatoes, and some broccoli and cheese. Holy shit, it was so good. It was so fucking good. Oh man. So, Outback Steakhouse. Every time I mention Outback, like a lot of people will get upset and like say, "Oh, it's not like that." A lot of people think it's like not good or something. Like, who are these fucking people that don't like Outback? The shit is fucking amazing, and yeah, there's some good eating. So, anyway, the results of Outback Steakhouse. I feel fucking great today. That's the fucked up thing is that my body has such a fucked up reward system that most people would feel like shit after eating all that. I feel fucking great. And I felt great even immediately after eating it. So I think that's just like, I think that's teeter-tottering on the edge of eating disorder maybe. Because when I actually eat my fill, which is that's what me eating till I'm full is like. That list you just saw, that's me eating till I'm full. When I actually do that and I like surrender to the madness, my brain is just like, give him all the dopamine, give him all the good chemicals to make him feel good after doing that shit. So, yeah, it does feel good to surrender to the madness every now and then and just fucking go ham. But ended up having a fucking great workout today because of it. Because I'm still on the caloric deficit. 90% of the time for the most part. Well, probably not that much, but most of the time I'm at a caloric deficit. So my body was very receptive to all the extra carbs and protein and shit. So I think I probably got a good bit of a glycogen boost from that because I went fucking crazy today in the gym. So that's nice. Did a bunch of cardio too that I normally can't do because again, pretty glycogen starved on my diet. I eat, when you're eating like 1,000 calories and most of it's protein, the glycogen doesn't really come back. But today I ended up doing like 1.5 miles on the treadmill, which is a lot for me considering I'm fucking terrible at cardio. But yeah, so I feel fucking great right now, man. I wonder how long this is gonna last. Like, I wonder how long this huge caloric surplus is gonna, have me feeling on top of the world. Because I don't feel like shit when I'm on my diet, but I definitely don't feel this fucking good. Like right now, I feel like I could fucking, I don't know. I feel like I could go work out again probably. But yeah, so had some good eating at Outback Steakhouse, man. I'm a big fan. If Outback wants to sponsor me and hook me up with some free shit, I'm down. Anyway, let's get started with some things that I liked this week. So this week I watched American Crime Story, The People versus O.J. Simpson. I'm not a big show watcher, but this is on Netflix, and I highly recommend you check it out. Again, it's called American Crime Story, The People versus O.J. Simpson. I watched all of it in a week, and that is saying a lot for me because I'm somebody that it takes me a very, very, very long time to watch shows, and this one, I knocked out all 10 episodes within like I want to say like 2 or 3 days maybe. So I really enjoyed that. It was very good. the Logan movie. I did a standalone video on this yesterday, so go check out my review of Logan. Long story short, fucking great movie. Probably my favorite movie of all time. Easily the best superhero movie I've ever seen. Go see that shit. Go check out my review that I made prior to this podcast. It's very good. And the last little bit of entertainment thing I liked this week. Lots of good entertainment. That Arrival movie. I watched Arrival. That was good. I really enjoyed that movie. I think a lot of people, not to say that I'm like some fucking super genius, but a lot of the criticisms I saw of that movie were because people didn't get it. And in my opinion, the movie made sense, but it wasn't realistic completely. And I think those are different. The movie can be unrealistic but still make sense. And in my opinion, everything made sense to me. I think they did the time travel. Fucking spoiler. Shit. I might have to edit that out. I'll probably forget. I'll probably fucking forget. Oh, there's gonna be so many. I'm gonna forget. I know I am. But I really liked it. I don't think I spoiled anything, but I really enjoyed that movie. I think they handled the things that they handled very well, and it made sense to me. But there's probably going to be some people. The movie's fucking old. Whatever. If you haven't seen it yet, go fuck yourself. Han Solo dies. Kylo Ren kills Han Solo. Shit's old. Anyway. I liked it. What else? Any other entertainment shit that's fun? YouTube TV. Damn, lots of cool shit this week. YouTube TV is something that I actually... I'm not sure if I'll get it, but I'm gonna mooch it off one of you motherfuckers, because one of you guys is gonna get this shit, and you're gonna share your account with me, because you're that cool. I know you are. But anyway, YouTube TV, it's $35 a month, and it gives you a ton of cable channels. It gives you ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, CW, USA, FX, live TV, sports. You also get the YouTube Red series. I don't believe you get the YouTube Red ad-free stuff. Maybe you do. I'm not sure. But you get a ton of cable channels as well as live sports for $35 a month. Limitless cloud DVR, and you get full seeking options. You get the ability to pause, rewind, and fast forward, which is that doesn't sound like a big deal, but the other online cable services, you can only pause, you can't rewind, you can't fast forward. A lot of them are very limited in that regard, but with YouTube TV, apparently you can pause, rewind, fast forward, whatever, unlimited DVR. I think this is going to be big. Maybe I'm being a little too optimistic, but I think this will be very successful. This price point is pretty legit. I don't see any issues with this. Unless something comes up, I think this is going to be a big fucking success. And I'm hoping it is, because I'm hoping one of you guys buys it so I can mooch off your YouTube TV. And speaking of that, you get 6 logins. There's no contract, and you get 6 logins. So you can share it up to, with 5 other people, including yourself. Well, 6 other people, including yourself. Whatever. So I really, really like that. I think it's going to be a huge success. I think it's going to be good for YouTube, the web content creation side as well, because they're going to be able to suggest videos to people. Like, let's say you're watching a news report on, I don't know, the immigration crisis. It's going to have a suggested video about the immigration crisis or whatever the fuck you're watching. So it's going to expose YouTubers to a whole new cable demographic. And at $35 a month, man, I think you might be seeing a lot of people that really like cable, because there are a lot of people that like cable. They like to be able to have that thing on in the background. They like to be able to have that background noise. They like to have live sports. That's a big one. They like to have live news running in the back. I know a lot of people that really like having just live news just in the background. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a big fucking hit. Big fucking hit. So, let's move it on here. What else we got? Interesting story coming out of and I'm not talking. This is not talking shit. Well, it is talking shit about Sweden, but that's a staple thing on the podcast now. But I gotta hand it to this guy. So this Tim Pool guy, he's an interesting follow on Twitter right now. Tim Timpool on Twitter. He is a reporter, and he was one of the people that was saying that Sweden, that, it's not as bad as the media are making it out to be. And somebody challenged him and said, hey, if it's not as bad as you're saying it is, why don't you go there? And to give credit to this guy, he said, okay. So he called I think the guy was Paul, the InfoWars guy. I don't know if he's the InfoWars guy anymore, but he basically said, hey, if you don't think it's that bad, why don't you go? And this guy called his bluff and went. So kudos to him. He's got more balls than I do. I wouldn't go to that fucking place. But anyway, so he goes to Sweden. I'm looking at my notes here. He goes to Sweden, and instantly, literally instantly, death threats. And then he had to let me pull up his Twitter here. I highlighted a few tweets, but he goes to Sweden, instantly gets death threats, and then instantly has to get a police escort. And then I'm fascinated by how many people in Sweden have normalized journalists being threatened and attacked as if it's the journalist's fault. And this guy, look at this fucking response. Try Chicago. And he goes, I'm from Chicago. Oh, that's fucking great. That's fucking great. But this is a pretty interesting follow on Twitter. Look at this guy's fucking profile picture. Jesus Christ. It's got press in a fucking bulletproof vest. But yeah, he's pretty interesting to follow on Twitter. Anyway, moving on. It appears that Oprah might be considering running in 2020. Please, God, do this. I want this shit show to happen. Her reasoning is, well, if Donald Trump can become president, why can't I? And honestly, I don't see why not, Fuck it. I don't think people really give a shit anymore, it seems like. The host of The Celebrity Apprentice won the presidency. Like, that's such a fucking crazy thing to me. But I do not think that Oprah Winfrey is the Democrats' saving grace. I think they're much better off getting a real fucking candidate. I just think it's fucking silly to run a woman based off the fact that she's a woman. Not that there aren't qualified women, but Michelle Obama, like, why? Why is she considered to be, like, a potential candidate for 2020? Why the fuck is Oprah considered a potential candidate for 2020? It seems like there's just a million other people that would, I don't know, be better. I don't know. It just seems like the whole, I'm a woman, it's my time, we've got to have a woman president because it's time to. No, it's not. I mean, not that I'm against it, but it's not, 2020 isn't the fucking magical year where a woman should become president for the sake of a woman becoming president. I mean, if there's a qualified woman that wants to do it, fucking great. But not a fan of Michelle Obama, not particularly a fan of Oprah. But then again, I'm not particularly a fan of Donald Trump, and so far, seemingly so good. I'm not a fan of Donald Trump as an individual. I've said this in the past. He's super arrogant. He's got, he's obviously would not have been my first choice. But, I mean, shit. The guy is getting shit done, and I'm a big fan of how he's shaking up everything, and I think it's fucking entertaining. So, I don't know. What would happen if Oprah became president? Maybe Oprah would do a good job, too. I fucking have no idea. But speaking of Trump, the Dow Jones is at 21,000, bro. What the fuck? What the fuck? Shit's going crazy. And what was it earlier? It was at like 18,000 a few months ago, which is a big jump. Dow Jones graph. Let's see how much this motherfucker has gone up since Trump won. It's fucking crazy. Alright, so here's the graph. This is when Trump won right here. This is when, November. Look at the spike, dude. From November, it went from 17,800 all the way up to 21,000 in November, December, January, February, March. In 4 months, it went up, In 4 months, it went up that much. That's crazy. So, what can you say, dude? Like, even if you hate Trump, like, like that's clearly a response to him winning. It doesn't just that you don't just get that big of a spike out of nowhere. Like I realize that, yeah, Trump, Trump winning doesn't affect the economy completely, and I realize that the president of the United States doesn't have that much power, and I get it. But that was clearly a response to him winning. Like, clearly, sure, it could have gone up some. Like it could have gone up some if Hillary won. It's the stock market. It trends upward over time, right? Give it enough time. But that much of a spike to go from 17,800 to 21,000 in 4 months? In what, less than 4 months? That's crazy. So, fuck, dude. Like, I don't see how, like people think Trump is like the end of the world, but yet you see 18,000 to 21,000 in 4 fucking months. Like, are they living on the same planet that I'm living on? Like, I don't give a fuck if he can grab as many women by the pussy as he wants. If we see more of this shit, I don't care. We can do a fucking sex change operation. He can grab my pussy if this shit keeps happening, cause fuck, dude. That's some good shit there. So anyway, I'm not living in Wonderland here. We might be due for a correction, and this shit might go back down. But at the end of the day, like, come on, man, it's not that fucking bad. Like, these people in Berkeley are like, they really think it's the fucking end of the world, and I'm just sitting here like, wait, what? Oh, whatever. But yeah, the stock market is fucking destroying right now. I feel like shit right now because I'm saving money for my new rig. I'm going to be building a new PC in preparation for Crowfall. So I'm not investing right now, which makes me sad because, the shit's going up. But I don't know. I don't feel too bad. I don't think it's going to keep going up. I think we probably are due for, I mean, this is just me bullshitting and literally guessing. Like, this is gambling essentially. But I mean, come on, it can't just keep going up, right? Maybe this is just me kidding myself and trying to justify the fact that I'm not, that I'm saving money for a fucking computer when the stock market's going crazy. But I'm hoping that, maybe it goes back down when I start buying again. But anyway, speaking about the new computer, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with the i7 7700K with the 1080 Ti. I think that's my official plan for now. I was so pumped for Ryzen, but the benchmarks came out and it's just not that fucking good for gaming. And the thing is that it's not that it's bad for gaming, it's just that it's not as good and it costs more. And MMORPGs, like if I was a gamer that played like, I don't know, Watch Dogs and Grand Theft Auto and I don't know, AAA single player experience type of games, I would more strongly consider the Ryzen processor, right? But the thing is that I'm an MMORPG player, and MMORPGs are particularly CPU dependent. So when you look at these benchmarks, you need to keep that in mind, that most of these benchmarks are done in AAA games that are, I don't know, single player, or they're multiplayer with very few players, or they're multiplayer with scripted events like Battlefield. That's highly optimized in regards to these scripted events. MMORPGs, they aren't optimized in the same way because they are such big, massive games. So the CPU to GPU ratio is way different on an MMO compared to a typical game. Video games nowadays are pretty good at using graphics cards, most of them, except for MMOs, because MMOs, there's so much shit there, and there's so many, calculations and shit that have to be made that they just tend to skew more CPU dependent. So where am I going with this? they tend to skew more CPU dependent, which means that uh, they don't really like multi-core. I can't think of an MMO that has good multi-core support. It just doesn't really happen. For the most part, it's better to have, you know, less but really really fast cores. And getting a 7700K and overclocking that bitch to 5 gigahertz, I think it's probably the best bet for Crowfall. You're gonna have some big battles in Crowfall, and it's not a particularly graphically demanding game. Yeah, I think the game does look pretty good when you crank the settings up, and the game does look better every time they add in the new art assets and new effects and stuff. But I don't foresee Crowfall being a big graphics card taxing game. But I do think that in a lot of situations it will be CPU dependent, as most MMOs are. I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with MMOs where you crank your settings all the way down in preparation for that big battle, and it doesn't do anything because it's all CPU based. And I hope Crowfall is different, but most MMOs don't have very good CPU optimization. They use, like, I don't know, one or two cores, and that's just the way it is because it's very hard to optimize a game as big as an MMO to use these multi-core. Like, optimizing multi-core, I'm sure is just fucking super hard to do, which is why you see it in AAA static experience games. Like with The Witcher 3, for example, like they can optimize that for multi-core. Or I guess Watch Dogs is a better example. They can optimize that for multi-core because the game is very static. Um, you're not gonna play Watch Dogs 2 and have 50 fucking players run over the hillside. It's just not gonna happen. They know that there's a billboard over here, and they know that if you're driving at 60 miles an hour, stuff's gonna load in this way. So yeah, I'm rambling, but I think I'm gonna go with the 7700K GTX 1080 Ti. I wanted to believe in the AMD dream, I really did, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I was going to. I'm gonna hold off a little bit and wait for the GTX 1080 Ti reviews to come out first, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and bite the bullet and get this thing sooner rather than later, because I think Crowfall hopefully is going to start becoming more of a game, and I want to be able to record and, I don't know, have higher quality videos for you guys. So let me know what you guys think of that. Am I a dumbass? I might be. I'm not a huge tech guy, but that's my thinking. Some of the benchmarks for the AMD Ryzen. So the benchmarks show that at higher resolutions, like at 1440p and at 4K, that the Ryzen and the 7700K are close to equal. But the thing is that in those tests, they're more GPU limited. So the GPUs are the bottlenecks in those tests. So you need to keep in mind that when you see some of these benchmarks and when the chips are even, it's because the bottleneck is the GPU, which in AMD's defense makes sense, right? It kind of like it's shitty on their part because it's not representative of the CPU, but it's representative of a realistic situation. So when they're doing these benchmarks in 1440p, which is a resolution a lot of people play at, they do come out pretty even, relatively even. But that is not the case, will not be the case for MMOs, because MMOs, again, very, very CPU based. I think Crowfall will be probably even more CPU based in a lot of ways than most MMOs, because it's got, physics and, I don't know. It's going to be a game where like 50 fucking players can run over the hillside, it's very hard to optimize all that shit for GPU when there's so many variables that can happen. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I don't fucking know. I'm a dumbass. But anyway, what else we want to talk about? I'm scrolling through my list here. Shay Carl has deleted his Twitter. That's not much of a surprise. Whoo, man, he's in hot water, man. I am curious to see how that situation is going to unfold. Is his wife going to get a $25 million paycheck? Who knows? We got some juicy politics. Obamagate. This is way bigger of a deal than I thought it was going to be. Apparently, Obama maybe wiretapped Trump Tower. Now, I thought this was like some bullshit that was on the Donald for the sake of being on the Donald, and it's just like, fuck Obama, right? But Mainstream media has started to report on this, and the White House is officially investigating these Obama wiretaps. I don't have anything else to say, but again, I hope it's true because I want to be entertained. And so far, the Trump presidency has been fucking entertaining. And let's keep in mind that it's March? So we've had January, but he got sworn in on January 20th, so we'll not even count that. So we've had about 2 months of a Trump presidency at this point, and it has been very eventful. It's going to be a very eventful 4 years, and maybe 8, maybe 8. If Oprah runs, maybe 8. If Michelle Obama runs, definitely 8 years. All right, what else we got this week? Oh, this is a fun topic. Let me find it here. There is a group of volunteers. These volunteers give hand jobs to the severely disabled. The Taiwanese NGO Hand Angel, they call themselves the Hand Angels, and they raise awareness for the fact that disabled people are completely desexualized. So they go around to these, I don't know, I guess disabled people's homes or retirement homes or whatever, and jerk them off. And they call themselves the Hand Angels. Now I'm curious what you have to do to qualify for this. Jesus. Vincent, the 50-year-old founder of Hand Angel, lost his legs to polio and says that his disability allows him to better empathize with applicants' needs. Without the patronization of disabled people, he emphasized that disabled people share the same physical and emotional needs as others, and therefore should have the same rights to pursue them. So this guy founded the Free Hand Job Association, and he only lost his leg. He still got his fucking arms. I wonder what you have to do to qualify for this. Oh, I wish this article had comments. Fuck, it doesn't have comments. Jesus. It's funny, man. This is the shit we need. When I get to retirement age, this better be fucking mainstream when I'm in my retirement home, goddammit. I'm gonna be pissed if this is not still a thing. Because, some bullshit. It's the baby boomers, man. They're soaking up all the resources. None of this shit's gonna be there by the time I'm that age. Fuck. All right. Last little topic. This is a fun one. Dino Flask. He's a YouTuber that mashes up the Overwatch community developer updates, and this shit is just fucking great. These are just fucking fantastic, and this like started off a brand new meme for Overwatch with this like cutting up. I'll just show it. I can't explain it, but it's very good. This shit's fucking great. Go check out Dino Flask on YouTube. He's got a lot of really funny shit.
2 to the 1, from the 1 to the 3. What's up? This is Jeff from the Overwatch team, making changes that you wouldn't believe gonna take you out with a long-range beam. 3 to the 1, from the 1 to the 3. Don't want you to be frustrated with me, but you know, it will be interesting to see your reaction when we nerf McCree. I've been to the forum, made my IQ drop. All your dumb suggestions. It's time to stop. If you're not a Grandmaster, then I'm just gonna mock. Just keep buying boxes till the best skins unlock. Get on the PTR, the new patches. Need to heard that Anna was too hard to beat, so now she's lost. Her other Anna means prepared to cry about to form a party. Let's get it started. I'm looking for a team with 2 tanks and a lot of health. Instant locking Hanzo, fucking kill yourself. Phase ass extended.
And there's a ton of different versions of this. There's ones for basically every single Overwatch character, and I'm like, hey, yeah, you reposted in the wrong neighbor. There's one for Reinhardt that's fucking great. This is great.
2 to the 5, 1 to 5 to the 3. I have found the enemy. Come and face me. The objective is mine. Join me if you will, and all you have is a win. Everyone else is a nail. 3 to the 5, 1 to 5 to the 3. I'm not as young as I used to be.
then there's one for McCree. There's one for basically every character at this point. I really like shit like this. I really like shit like this. I wonder how long it takes people to make this stuff. I wish I had enough talent to do this.
Hello. Hey. You know what time it is. Howdy. Two to the one, to the one, to the three. Name's McCree. I'm your huckleberry. It's high noon. Reach for the sky. Step right up. Oh, that'll do fine. Break the one, the break. Gotta work on that aim. Easy. Get out of there. This one's mine. Just like old times. Hold up now. I feel like new man. This is it. Who's got the hot hand?
It's fucking fit. That's fucking so good, dude. I love shit like this. All right, so I did have one more thing I realized when I was going through my bookmarks. Got some good Crowfall, some awesome fucking Crowfall news. If you're interested in Crowfall, be sure to sign up with the link down in the description below. You get into the beta for free, as well as getting 5% off anything you buy. I'm not, I guess I am shilling for the game, but I fucking am super pumped for the game. I just so happen to have a referral link and a free beta code, or free beta link and discount link. So check that shit out. But yeah, dude, the Assassin is the new archetype coming to Crowfall. It is very different. This is one of the highly anticipated archetypes, which is why I'm covering it on the podcast, because I'm sure a lot of you guys, a lot of you guys come from the WoW Feral Druid days, and the Assassin. It's going to be it's one that people have been excited about. So I figured I'd cover it. This character is fucking crazy though. She can double jump and she has wings and can glide. And before people like to say Demon Hunter ripoff, this fucking Assassin character was out before Legion was even announced. Like, they already announced this concept. Like, they didn't copy the Demon Hunter, but double jumping and gliding is not exactly new game design either, so it's not like somebody owns that. But yeah, so the Assassin is coming up. She's going to have stealth, obviously, fast attack animations, poisons, pips, and wings. And I believe her wings will retract. Like, I'm looking at this model here, this early 3D model of her, and she doesn't have wings out in one of them, and then she does in another. So I think the wings will probably, come out when you start gliding, which is good because they'd look silly as fuck if they were out all the time. And she will have positional attacks, so like something like a backstab. But yeah, I would check that out. And the last little bit of Crowfall news that is awesome is disciplines. This is a big deal for Crowfall. Disciplines are essentially the multi-classing system in Crowfall. That's going to give you a ton of character customization. Crowfall is going to have more character customization than basically any other MMO you've played, with the exception of maybe Eve. Just the gear alone, just the gear customization and the gear stats alone is a lot of customization, but this is going to allow you to take abilities from other classes, and they're calling it the discipline system. So, for example, you can take the Master of Bows discipline as a knight, so all of a sudden your knight with a sword and shield now has access to a bow. You kind of get the idea. Tons of diversity here. So you combo this with the skill system, with the gear, with the advantages and disadvantages, with the vessels. You have a lot of theory crafting potential and a lot of stat potential and a lot of and the thing with the gear is that you can wear any type of gear you want. You can wear heavy plate gear as a confessor, and you can make whatever retarded stats you want on it. Whatever. Another thing is something that I think will probably be pretty popular from the start is I think a lot of Legionnaires are going to use bows, which I am a little worried about because Legionnaires, they run the horse people. Right now they're melee. All of their attacks are melee, but with the discipline system, they can equip bows. So I think there's going to be a lot of horses running around with fucking bows. And with their movement speed and with the way their heals are, I foresee that being a pretty popular thing. Unless something comes up where, again, this is why it's exciting, because nobody knows what the fuck. Like, this is going to be a game where people are going to do crazy shit, and it's going to be a constant, there going to be constant discoveries of, you're going to get killed by some guy that's doing some weird fucking thing that you never would have imagined, because that's just the way I'm foreseeing this system to go. I'm very excited for this. Unfortunately, the discipline system looks like it's a little bit far out. They say at the end of the article here, disciplines haven't entered the quote soon phase of development yet, but we're working on it, I promise. So hopefully we get this shit in like months, like 2 months would be nice. Let's see, that'd be March, all of April. Maybe we'll get it in May. So I really hope they can hit this soft launch by the summer, like they say they're going to. This is one of the last like major systems in the game. I think we're probably gonna get some more major systems in before disciplines hit live, because the thing with disciplines is that they have a lot of animations to do with the disciplines, because a knight can use a bow, a fucking duelist can use a bow, when all of these fucking characters can now all use all these different weapon types and all these different abilities, they have to animate those. So this is going to take a while from an animation perspective. So I think we're probably going to get caravans and points of interests and more advanced crafting stuff and factories. And I think we'll probably get that kind of stuff maybe before we get disciplines, just because this is such a big system. Oh man, I really hope they can hit the soft launch date though, because I am fiending for this game, man. I'm so fucking pumped. But anyway, let's move it on here. I think that's all I think that's all I have this week. Yep, it is. All right. Let's do the comments. All right. First comment. I can't stand the far left who contradict themselves with complete acceptance of Islam and ignore the obviously flawed moral values are the foundation of that religion. People want to leave Islamic theocracies, and it makes sense. If you think these people... Yeah, basically this guy is saying that it's ridiculous that these SJWs align themselves with the pro-Islam agenda when they're just completely contradict each other. And I agree. I completely fucking agree. Next comment. So it's official, NVIDIA GPUs kill AMDs. I don't think that's official. I think it might be official that the CPUs kill AMDs for gaming. But the GPUs, I have heard rumors that the Vega will not be able to compete with the 1080 Ti, which is why I'm probably going to bite the bullet and get the 1080 Ti. Just from all the rumors I've heard that AMD is not even aiming to beat it. They're kind of just hoping to get they're hoping to get the value customers that would buy the 1070, but they'll get the cheaper AMD version of the 1070 or the AMD cheaper version of the 1080. But for me, I'll pay a little bit extra to get the 1080 Ti. And get the kind of the NVIDIA, let's be honest, NVIDIA kind of has a little bit of a bonus. When you buy NVIDIA, the games are going to work with NVIDIA. When you buy AMD, shit might suck. The drivers might suck. The games might not be optimized. From a gaming perspective, the market share alone kind of makes it to where NVIDIA's got a big advantage, because if you're making a video game, the shit's got to work for NVIDIA. It's fucking got to work. Or else you're in deep shit. And you've also got Shadow Play, and I'm more familiar with NVIDIA. So yeah, I'll probably pay a little bit of a premium for the 1080 Ti. The Vega will probably have something close to the Ti that's a much better value. But I think I'm going to go with the Ti. But it's not official. They haven't announced the Vega. Maybe the Vega will come out, and I'll feel like an idiot for getting a Ti. But we'll see. Damn, Zybak totally curved that guy that called. Yeah, dude. I'm doing the podcast. You don't need school. My dad didn't even graduate high school, and he's a millionaire. He's smart and knows what the market is doing. I'm as far as bales of hay as it gets. What? 1 second. I'm as far as bales of hay as it gets. What he wants because he knows the market. I don't know what the fuck that means. But, yeah, no, I agree. I know you'll go out and see it, but how'd you like Logan? I fucking loved it. Great fucking movie. I think it'll be fitting for you to make an introductory video for Crowfall. Me and many of your followers heard of the game through you. And, basically, yeah. Okay, yeah, I will do that. I will be doing videos like that in the future, doing some introductory videos. I've sort of done it a little bit, like my crafting video. I kind of show a little bit of the crafting. But here's the thing: is that the game right now, Crowfall, is not a game. It's a bunch of features smashed together. There is no game loop. There is no point to play the game other than to test features and dick around. There's no game loop. There's no objectives. There's no real point of killing people or gathering resources other than just to do it and, have fun and wreck some people. I will be doing introductory videos, tutorial videos, stuff like that when the game becomes a game, which hopefully is soon-ish. I'm greatly anticipating that, but right now there's not really any point of me making a Crowfall beginner video because the experience is going to change. Things are going to be hopefully pretty different when objectives and campaign worlds actually come online. So I will be doing that, I promise. Yo, Zybak, you should check out the video Islam versus Vegan Gains. I did check that out. That dude is crazy. Vegan Gains, he's a YouTuber that I like, that I don't agree. Like, I really dislike the whole vegan moral high ground bullshit stuff. But Vegan Gains, when he goes like political, I'm a big fan. He's I don't know, in this video he dresses up as Muhammad, and that's a very ballsy thing to do. And I do like Vegan Gains. I watch a good bit of his videos, despite the fact that I don't agree with a lot of the stuff he says. But yeah, I'm a fan. I check out that video. It's pretty damn funny. I thought it was pretty funny. What are my thoughts on fat shaming / fat acceptance, and how it can be considered a hate crime to call someone fat? In some cases, punishable by a fine. And I respond to this guy saying, "Do you have a source on it being considered a hate crime?" Yeah, I need to see some evidence of that being true, that you can be fined for fat shaming someone. That's crazy if that's true, but I wouldn't be surprised. I really would not be surprised. Fat shaming and fat acceptance. Fat acceptance is toxic. That's not good. That's not a good thing. They don't have fucking crackhead acceptance. They don't have gambler acceptance or alcoholic acceptance. Look, it's flat out unhealthy to be at a certain body fat percentage. Now, obviously, you don't need to be ripped. Being ripped has its own health disadvantages. But clearly, if you're one of these people that's like 40-50% body fat, what is 40? Let me make sure 40% is. 40% body fat is like super fucking fat, right? Yeah, 40%. Yeah, if you're at like 40+% body fat, there is just no way that's fucking healthy. Like, it's just fucking not. Yeah, so accepting that is bad. Now, like, if you're at like 20% body fat, which is probably what I'm at, I don't need to be like, I'm still going to get a little leaner because I want to be leaner, but I'm not one of these people that wants to be fucking ripped, because I'm just not. I'm not interested in that look, and I'm also not interested in the potential health downsides of it. Not that it's like super unhealthy, but you start losing some strength when you go below like 15%. You start losing some strength. You start potentially losing some testosterone, and I don't fucking care about having a small waist. I don't really give a shit. I'd rather be, relatively lean but still strong as fuck. So that's the look I'm going for. But yeah, fat acceptance is fucking bullshit. Fat shaming, also pretty much bullshit. I've been fat shamed more than anyone else, more than 99.9% of the population. All you gotta do is look at my old videos. Tons of people calling me a fat motherfucker. I turned out okay, right? Right? I'm normal, right? People need to grow some fucking balls. Whatever. Fat shaming, any sort of shaming is always bullshit. Anytime somebody's complaining about somebody shaming them for something, it's fucking dumb. I don't know. People fucking shame me for having a curly-headed afro. People shame me for having being pale as fuck. I am pale as fuck. I probably do need to get some more sunlight. So in a lot of ways, shaming is a good thing. I probably do need to go out in the sun a little more than I do. Anyway, moving on. Hey Zybak, so having faster clock speed does not necessarily mean the CPU is better. Here's an article about it. My response is I hope AMD can pull it off. That was before the benchmarks came out, and they clearly did not pull it off. I'm not going to get into that. I get into an argument with some guy about Sharia law. I don't think he understood what Sharia law was. I'm not even going to get into that. It's a long-ass comment. Zybak, do you think all the money and benefits you make right away from a trade job is worth the trade-off of having a broken body in your late 40s? I've read a lot of stories about these blue-collar workers who have messed up backs and bodies from all the years of hard work. My response, which I think is a good one, is I'd wager that there are more fat fucks with messed up bodies in office jobs than blue-collar work. I have a feeling, I don't have any statistics to back this up, but I have a feeling that farmer that's working the land, that the average farmer has way better health markers than office job workers. Way better. So I think people are fucking their bodies up way more in these office jobs than they are working hard on the land. Yeah, like that fucking guy that works the jackhammer, he might have a fucked up back after doing it for 20 years, but that guy that sits at his fucking desk all day slurping down, I don't know, big gulps, has diabetes and all this other bullshit, and probably has the same bad back too. So I would highly bet that the average blue collar worker is significantly more healthy than the average white collar worker. And this is coming from somebody that is I don't know, I wouldn't say I'm a white collar worker, but I have an office job, but I occasionally do some physical stuff too. So, and I run around quite a bit. So I'd say I'm like a mix between white and blue is. A light blue collar worker? I don't know. I don't know about anyone else, but I stay awake for 4 days on cocaine, ketamine, and MDMA and had a real good time. That's not good for you, bro. In my opinion, the guy who did 24 hours, I think he died of a blood clot sitting down. A lot of people do die from that when they game for long periods of time. I don't think he died from that. I think he just died of a heart complication. I would like to hear your opinion on the Cash Me Outside girl. A degenerate child, the result of a degenerate family being glorified by the internet for making an enormous amount of money. Dude, this Cash Me Outside girl has transcended internet memes, dude. Like, my dad knows who the Cash Me Outside girl is, and he's 64. Right, yeah, 64, 65. My dad knows who the Cash Me Outside girl is. So, I don't know. Good for her, dude. This is America. She could be the next Kim Kardashian for all I know. I don't have any problems. People like what they like, and whatever. If you want to be some dumb bimbo that gets in fights, I'm all for it. I just make sure the camera angles are better next time. In the next podcast, you should elaborate a bit more on what exactly is your current job. I know you've talked about the basics in the past. Yeah, so I do a lot of the website stuff. I do a lot of tech. I do a lot of different stuff. That's why it's hard for me to say. I do a lot of different stuff. Make videos of cars. Take a lot of pictures of a lot of cars. Set up, computer shit. Do the website shit. Occasionally, I'll be driving cars to and from different places. Like, I'll have to go pick up a car from North Carolina or whatever. I'll do that. I do a lot of, just odd jobs and odd tech jobs, which is why I can't really explain. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. Like, I don't know. Like, somebody might ask me to do some shit, and I'll go do that shit they asked me to go do. So, but yeah, lots of tech-oriented. I'm basically the technological Jesus of the office, where somebody will be like, bruh, like, one of the things I did recently was our parts department needed Microsoft Excel because the stuff that GM sends them, the formulas and stuff they need, only work in Excel. But the thing is they didn't have Office. And rather than them going and buying Microsoft Office, and how much is Microsoft Office? Buy Microsoft Office. How much is it? Let's see how much it is. Well, they charge you for Microsoft Office What the fuck? They charge you per year now? Oh my god. No wonder why they fucking love me. Microsoft Office, Home Office 365 costs $100 a year? Holy shit, that's bullshit. So now I see why they were so fucking happy with me. So anyway, parts department needed Excel for their computers. For General Motors, they needed the formulas for the pricing, a whole bunch of shit, right? They needed Excel. Bottom line. So rather than them buying Office at $100 a year for like 5 computers, I went and installed OpenOffice, which is free, a free version of Excel on all their computers. So rather than them spending hundreds of dollars, $500 a year on this shit, they have it for free. And dude, they were like blown away at that. So I do a lot of stuff like that where, I'm not like fucking cracking open server mainframes and diagnosing like crazy stuff. It's stuff like that where it's, these are people that are in their like 40s, 50s, and they don't know about OpenOffice, and a lot of people don't know about it. That's fucking, by the way, that's fucking crazy that Microsoft charged you a subscription for fucking Office. What the fuck is that shit? That's crazy. I didn't even know that. Zybak fucked the teacher for sure. No, I did not. Not a PewDiePie fan, goes on to suck his dick. Hey, man, occasionally people need to get their dick sucked. This guy responded to my fat gain question. Yeah, I basically asked a question where if you lose weight, so you lose weight differently, right? So, I lost a lot of my weight off my face first, and then the other parts of my body, and the last place I'm losing it is my stomach. My question was, let's say I lose the fat off of my stomach last. Is that the first place I'll regain it? Is that a foregone conclusion, or maybe will I regain it in my face instead of my chest? Whatever. That was my question, is that you regain it the same way you lost it. So, I don't think he really answered that, but I think the answer is yes. I think that if you, let's say you're at 15% body fat, and you hang on, the last little bit of body fat is on your stomach. I think that's where it always goes back to, which I'm okay with my body fat distribution, because it does suck that I don't want to have like crazy 6-pack abs, because I know that's not gonna happen with just the way my body stores fat and water weight. It's a double whammy for me, man. My body loves to store fucking water on my stomach as well as the last little bit of body fat. But right now I've got a little bit of I've got abdominal definition, but I want a little bit more. But I don't really care about having the bodybuilder 6-pack. I just want to have some bumps, man. I just want some bumps and some definition. And yeah, so I'm working on that. But I don't think I'll ever be super ripped in my core, because I don't really care to get down to that low of a body fat percentage in the first place. Moving on. Fuck yeah, I used to use meth all the time while playing video games. That's not good. There is a big plan, and you will know it for sure when the time comes, Zybak. That is terrifying. Thanks for that. Watching this while getting ready for my birthday lifting session. Well, happy birthday, bro. Lefties and PC people ruined the Western world, basically. And some guy responded, I blame the console peasants. Yes, they're the real ones at fault. Those fucking Xbox One and PS4 owners, which I am a PS4 and Xbox One owner. What a fucking waste of money that shit was. I wouldn't say it's a waste of money, because it did, like Halo 5, I got a lot of entertainment out of Halo 5, and Uncharted 4 was good. And what else did I play on the PS4? I don't know. I wouldn't say it's a waste of money, because I make YouTube videos and business expense, whatever. But fuck, dude, PC gaming is just so much better now. Fuck. That and Overwatch came out. I'm sure if Overwatch wasn't a game, I'd be playing the consoles a little bit more. What is this? What the fuck is this comment? What the fuck? Let me make sure this is right. While it's not really the same, I have I have a mix of ADD and NLD. It's a disorder in the brain that for what reason I am on early retirement, but I will automatically... What the fuck? I think this guy must have wrote this on a phone. I will automatically change my day-night cycle every week, so I'm basically doing... This guy's got a disease or some sort of brain disorder where his day-night cycle gets flipped. Basically doing more than 24 hours, being up, and changes it. Yeah, dude, he must have wrote this comment on a phone. But basically he's saying he's got a disorder that makes it to where his day-night cycle gets fucked up, and he just is constantly in flux. I used to have that too, but that was because I was a full-time YouTuber, and I would stay up for like 2 more hours every day. So my sleep schedule was more of a rotational cycle, where I'd wake up at like 10 p.m. Or no, I'd wake up at, let's say I woke up at like 1 p.m. in the afternoon. This is when I was doing YouTube and Twitch full time. I'd wake up at 1 p.m. Next day, I'd wake up at like 2 p.m. or like 3 p.m. Next day, I'd wake up at 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. Next day, I'd wake up at 6 p.m., 7 p.m. And I would just keep going. I would just go around and around and around until the point where I'm waking up at like 11 p.m. It was so fucked up. I don't do that anymore. I have a very normal sleep schedule now. Sometimes I have a hard time going back to the like Sundays, like a Monday morning. I usually wake up pretty early for whatever reason, because I'm usually more well rested on the weekends, so I don't need to sleep as long. Then like tonight, like Sunday night, as I'm recording this, I'll probably only sleep for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours, because I'm already so well rested from sleeping in today. So I usually go into work a little early on Mondays because of that, because I can't fall back asleep. But then Tuesday I'm back to normal. Donald Trump isn't destroying the establishment. He hired a guy from ExxonMobil to be the Secretary of State. Hired Goldman Sachs to his administration. Yeah, but that always happens, man. That's like always a thing. Yeah, like he doesn't have to be. He is definitely not the establishment candidate. I think that's a little ridiculous to say that he's the establishment candidate because he appointed a few people that aren't complete wild cards. But yeah, no, he's definitely not the establishment candidate. He's definitely shaking some shit up, for better or for worse. Who knows? But yeah, no, he hired some people that were I guess typical, and then he also did some crazy shit too. So yeah. Zybak, let me come live with you and be your disciple and teach me how to work out and eat properly so I can lose weight. And I respond, I'm not a very good example of that today. Someone brought a pizza into work and I went ham. Yeah, so that's my thing, man. My diet goes to shit. Like I'm like a disciplined Zen monk when it's me by myself. When I'm at home on the weekends by myself, I can do the 1,000 calories, chicken and broccoli, no fucking problem. But as soon as a social situation happens where it's like, hey, you want a piece of this pizza? Fuck yeah, I want a piece of that pizza. Fuck yeah, I want that whole pizza. Like that's a situation that happens a lot to me, where people know that I can fucking eat crazy amounts of food, as I talked about, earlier on the podcast. So people know that the people know of the Zybak legend that is my stomach. So anytime there's some amount of food at work that nobody wants or can't finish, I'm the fucking guy. And my discipline instantly goes out the window the second that situation occurs, because it's like I like fat logic myself into thinking that like it would be rude of me not to eat this pizza. So my fucking discipline goes to shit the second any sort of social thing happens like that. But yeah, for the most part, luckily for the most part, I'm on point. So and it's not the worst thing in the world. So that's the thing, is that as long as you're doing strength training and weightlifting regularly, and I'm strength training and doing some form of lifting 6 days a week, and doing cardio in some capacity 6 to 7 days a week, which sounds like a lot, but it's not that fucking crazy, to be honest. But the thing is that if I fuck up on my diet and I'm doing the amount of volume that I'm doing when it comes to weightlifting, bad behavior in a way is kind of rewarded, because my body is going to use more of that caloric surplus and more of that macronutrient surplus to build muscle rather than fat. Now, obviously with the Outback shit, yeah, my body is going to use a lot of that to build muscle, but I'm not going to kid myself. I probably did gain some fat off of that fucking giant bender I went on yesterday. But it's not as bad as if you weren't strength training. And the strength training is I'm going to sound like some vegan hippie, like this is the fucking solution to all your problems in life. But fucking A, man, it really does help a lot if you're in the gym getting stronger. Perfect example of this, my weight loss completely plateaued during Thanksgiving and Christmas because, the food, right? Eating a lot of food, I'm not losing weight because I'm just fucking stuffing my face full of shit, right? So my weight stayed the same. But you know what didn't stay the same? My strength. I got immense amounts of strength gains because my body was like, fucking A, we finally have some shit to work with here. We can put some muscle on. So I didn't lose any weight, but I gained strength. So what does that mean? I gained muscle and lost fat because my weight stays the same, but I'm getting stronger. That's the only thing. That's the only solution. You have to gain muscle to get stronger. And if you're not gaining weight with that muscle, then something's got to give, which is the fat. So, yeah. Strength train, man. You got to strength train. It helps you maintain your muscle mass, too, so you don't lose your muscle while you're dieting. I wish I would have... Dude, anybody that wants to start losing weight, don't do what I did at the start. When I started losing weight, I wasn't in the gym, wasn't doing any sort of strength training, and I'm sure I lost a ton of muscle because of it. So, if you're going to start dieting, fucking hit the gym hard. Hard and heavy. Hit the weights hard. And don't do bullshit light weights. Do fucking, lift heavy ass weights. You got to understand that 13. Oh, this is about Milo. He has the sport. He was molested when he was 13. He has a distorted view on the issue. Plus, he has turned his sexual experiences at that age into a good thing in his mind. On the outside, you'd say he's definitely a victim, though. Yeah, maybe. Then again, I know 13 is fucking young, man. Even for me, who's somebody that's like, listen, these kids are savages. 13 is a little young for me. But yeah, I mean, I think I had. I'm not gonna get into that. Never mind. Transgenders seem to be a topic of interest for the podcast. Not this week. MSM has lost it, but blocking them is ridiculous. Even if they're garbage opinions. Have a debate. Dude, so many people want me to debate Destiny. I don't know that much about him, but do we have differing views? Like, Destiny comes up in my comments so frequently. Do we have differing views? Or is he just another guy that's, like, political that people want me to talk to? I think it's more of a, hey, you should talk to Destiny more than debate him because I've watched some of his stuff in the past and it doesn't seem like unless he's some fucking, like, feel the burn SJW, like, I don't really have any issues with anybody. It doesn't seem like I've never heard of anything of him doing anything crazy, so I think that's more of a talk to Destiny thing. Sweden can continue doing what they're doing for 1 billion years, and the country would not be half as bad as Chicago. Yeah, Chicago sucks because of the gangs. And apparently Trump is going to go fucking full-blown military and just send in the National Guard or whatever into Chicago. Because that's what he said. So Chicago might be getting cleaned up. But yeah, Chicago is shit. Yeah, Chicago is fucking shit. I'm not going to debate you there. But one is a country. Sweden is a country. Chicago is a city. So yeah, it's a little different in my opinion. But fun fact about Chicago, strict gun laws. Super strict gun laws. Tons of gun violence. Weird. All right. To answer your first question, that first picture is exaggerated. Okay, that's about the fat loss thing in the different areas. I'm from Sweden, and I gotta say, it's hard to find a job in this country, at least as a young adult. Mass immigration is not really helping. Okay, well, that sucks for you. I'm sorry. Oh, buddy, you moved to New Zealand. Okay, you got your free. Now, I'm sure you're going to miss that internet and that latency, but, he's got that Aussie ping now, that New Zealand ping. 300 ms everywhere. Fuck. So, whatever. It's a give and take. What happened to my airsoft videos? I just don't live near an airsoft place anymore, man. The closest airsoft place is 2.5 hours away, which sucks, man, because I got that GoPro and all this airsoft. I got 2 airsoft guns, and I only ended up making like 7 videos. Those are cool fucking videos. By the way, if you haven't ever seen my airsoft videos, go just YouTube search Zybak Airsoft. This is back when I was a fat motherfucker, dude. I would love to go back to this place now that I'm in a way better shape. I think I'd fuck people up crazy, because I was fucking people up. Like, I think it was day 7, my last day at the airsoft place. I went fucking crazy. Shitting on Sweden. I always like your gaming content, but Trumpians don't get our immigration policy. In game for us? Question mark. How does it help us? Question mark. You're so focused on you versus them, always asking the question, what will be best for our uber patriot puke country? You don't think the immigrants that we concluded were in harm's way for a better life in Sweden? This guy is saying that there has to be a strong reason why we're letting in all these refugees. Open up your eyes. It's not us versus them. We're all born on the same planet. And then I responded, it's not an issue of us versus them. It's an issue of you having hundreds of thousands of people that are strained on your welfare system with no job skills and no interest in adopting your culture. So I'm not going to get into that because that's a whole fucking thing. But anyway, I got to piss, so I'm kind of wrapping this shit up. Would I have any problems eating lab-grown meat over conventional meat, given that lab-grown is cheaper and has the same nutritional value? And I responded, no. I am not one of these people that's anti-GMO. All the studies have kind of shown that it doesn't matter. Now, there is a difference between organic stuff and like factory farm stuff. I'll be the first to admit it. Organic eggs, like I live in Southwest Virginia, right? So I can actually go to a guy that has chickens and buy eggs from his chickens, and they taste different because the chickens that are laying these eggs are running around eating bugs, and they're not just eating the factory farm stock food or whatever the fuck they feed them. So the eggs are way richer. They taste considerably different because the chickens are eating a different diet. They're running around doing chicken shit. So yeah, they're different, but for the most part, all the studies have kind of shown that this GMO shit is really bullshit, and it's the same. And I think a lot of it's pretty impressive. Like if you look at corn, that's actually part of my response to this guy's comment. Corn is fucking crazy how big we've gotten corn over the past few years. Look, this is how much bigger we've made corn by selectively breeding corn. This is what corn used to look like. It used to be tiny as fuck. But we kept making the big corn fuck other big corn into having massive corn. This is like the Serena Williams of corn right here. I can't wait to see how big the fucking corn gets in the next 50, 60 years. Now that we're like genetically modifying this shit. I think that shit's cool as fuck. So, I like it because it means that we can have more food for cheaper. And unless people stop fucking, then that's a serious issue. I would like to be able to go to the store and buy food cheaply because I like to eat and I like to have money. So I appreciate GMOs for that reason. I do. I don't know. It's fucking... I mean, you look at chickens, man. Like, chickens are fucking massive now compared to the way they used to be. Like, I can go to the store and buy a pound full of chicken breasts for like $6. I can go to the store and buy 60 eggs for $5. I appreciate the fuck out of that, and that is due to factory farming, GMOs, and just just agricultural technology getting better, and it's only going to keep getting better. So, yeah, I appreciate it. Anyway, that's it for the podcast this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to check out the podcast on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, and Twitch. Also, be sure to check out my Instagram. I'm trying to grow that a little bit more, despite the fact that I haven't posted a picture on there in a while. But go fucking follow me on Instagram, goddammit. Be sure to Sign up for Crowfall. Use the link in the description down below. You get into the beta for free, as well as getting 5% off anything you buy. We did talk about some Crowfall, so be sure to sign up with that link in the description. There's no reason not to. It's only going to help you, and I get paid if you do buy something, so I appreciate that. I guess that's it for this week. I'm going to leave you with a fun video. So I'll see you guys again next week. Have a good one.
I'm a proud ethnic Kyrgyzstani. For centuries, my people bled under Normie oppression, but no more. We have suffered enough under your social media tyranny. It is time to strike back. I hereby declare a meme jihad on all normies. Normies, get out. Ray!